Navigating change and uncertainty. That's the topic of this channel chat. I'm Maggie Miller, Partner Communications Manager at F5, and I'm here with Molly Fletcher. She is a motivational speaker and owner of the Game Changer Negotiation Training. So welcome, Molly.
Oh, thanks so much, Maggie. It's great to be with you guys.
Well, we're all dealing with a tremendous amount of change right now, not just personally, but professionally as well. So what is your advice for people navigating through these uncertain times?
Sure. Well, I think one is I would say be gentle on yourselves. I think we live in this world where we're all sitting on go all the time, and we were all going pretty fast before this all hit us. And so I think some people feel like they've got to maximize every minute because they've maybe found themselves with extra time or a different. And I would just say be gentle, number one. One of the things, I was a sports agent for years and worked with professional athletes. And what I saw the best coaches do, the best athletes do, is they recognize there's things that I can control and there's things I can't control. And so control the controllables, right? Lean into the things that you can control: attitude, mindset, belief in our ability that change oftentimes can bring growth. But lean into what you can control and let go of the things that you can't, because it gets pretty exhausting in life when you try to control things that you can't, and it'll drain you, it'll use energy. And one of the, I worked with a lot of athletes, and what I saw was the ones that welcomed change, that leaned into it, and that believed that on the other side of it, there was going to be maybe a better version of themselves. Maybe they would learn something about themselves that they were maybe unaware of, or they've had to tap into a new skill set that now makes them better. These are all opportunities to grow if we stay curious along the way.
Yeah, and on those same lines, we all know that saying, change is good. So is there a way to turn all this change into something positive?
Yeah. It's funny. What comes up for me is we just finished March Madness. It would have been just in March, and I'm based in Atlanta. The Final Four and the final game would have been just the other day here in Atlanta. And I think about coaches and teams and how they think about March and March Madness. And, their mindset is survive, right? Survive, get to the next round, get to the next game. They focus on one game at a time, one moment at a time, one team at a time, and advance, right? And so I think we're in this environment where at some level it's survive and advance. It's focus on what you can control. So, are we all going to have our best year ever? Are we going to blow out what we framed up at the beginning of the year financially? Maybe not. But what we need to do is say, how can I survive this? How can I pour into my people? How can I maybe even pour into myself and come out stronger and advance forward? One of the things that I'm doing with my team is saying, hey, whenever this ends, whether it's 12 months, 6 months, 18 months, how can we be intentional about looking back at this window of time, however long it's going to be, and know that we got the very best out of it? I was on with an NFL coaching staff the other day, and I said, look, NFL teams right now that are waiting for it to all settle out, and then they're going to start training mentally and physically and emotionally, those are the teams that aren't going to have a great season. The teams that are saying, I'm gonna lean into this, I'm gonna find a way, those are the ones that are probably looking at better seasons.
That's great advice. And is there one thing that we should all be doing right now to better ourselves?
I'm a big fan. Again, some of us have, a little bit more space and time. And, I'm a big fan of personal mission statements. I think they can be really powerful, clarifying kind of overarching, thinking that we thread our thinking through, our decisions through, our emotions through. I think this is an incredible time to pull back and say, how do I show up as my best self? Both, as a wife, as a mother, as a partner, as a leader, as a teammate, as a community member, in these different roles that we have in our lives. And how do I show up as my best self? And then begin to sort of build a one sentence that I believe can be a pretty powerful way to filter decisions through that. So I'm a big fan of personal mission statements. I think we have the time, maybe, and the space and the bandwidth to frame one up that allows us to be a guiding light, because I think this time has inevitably created a platform for all of us to say, what am I chasing? What am I really chasing? Like, what is every day really all about? And what am I really chasing? And when we have a personal mission statement, it helps us get clear on what we really are all chasing.
That's really great advice. Everything you said, I think people can take to heart and really do that right now, just to kind of get on the positive. So thank you so much, Molly, for your time.
Absolutely, Maggie. Thanks so much. And my heart goes out to all the F5 folks. Big hugs to everybody.
Thank you.